So you ever have one of those moments when you were a kid, when you were maybe fighting with your brother or your sibling over a video game controller or a toy or something, and then you bump one or the other into a table and you knock over like a flower pot or a crystal vase or something and it breaks, and you realize, oh man, everything we were just arguing over was nothing compared to what just happened. I kind of just had that experience. I just finished uploading a video on J.K. Rowling, cancel culture, and postmodernism, and I thought, well, I'll refresh my news feed before I go for a walk and just make sure that the world didn't end while I wasn't watching. And the world kind of ended. Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, dead at 87. She has died, the Supreme Court announced on Friday, from complications of metastatic pancreas cancer. And so this opens up a whole new front in the political debate in this country. And it looks like President Trump may again get to select another Supreme Court judge. I mean, here's a list of people he's looking at. Tom Cotton is one that's been near the top for some time. And I'm sure the left is not going to be pleased, because the abortion thing is really on trial now, even with Roberts kind of backstabbing the whole process. But here's the thing, you heard of keeping your powder dry? Well, they've kind of shot their powder, so to speak. I mean, we've had months and months of this rioting, and everybody's sick of it, right? Nancy Pelosi came out today to denounce violence and rioting. Today, she came out 4 months too late. And what now? What are you going to do? That was their strength, was going out and showing the solidarity. But the public has reached the puke point on even protests. I mean, Portland had 100 days. Oh, and something else that changed here in the Pacific Northwest. It's raining. And when it starts raining here, it rains hard and a lot. Oh, and it's getting dark at about 7:30. A lot of the conditions, it being nice, comfortable, light till 10 o'clock at night, those have passed. And now you got a public that's sick of the riots, it's sick of protesting, it's sick of listening to this, and then you have a political class that's kind of shot its powder, so to speak, on a bunch of hoaxes. Russia hoax, drink bleach hoax, fine people hoax. I mean, everything. People are exhausted from their constant hysteria and these ridiculous books that get put out. People don't even buy them anymore. They pump them for a day on CNN, the numbers tank, and they just say, we're done with this. And so I would like to formally apply for a job as a Democrat consultant in a think tank, because you guys are really bad at this. And here's what I suggest. I think CNN, the New York Times, all you guys should come out tomorrow with your usual articles, mourning Ginsburg, and she was transformational and all that other stuff, and then advocate for zombie judges. Now, before you laugh, think about it. We've heard Russia. We had Trump impeached on the Ukraine hoax that for the crimes that Joe Biden committed. We should have zombie Supreme Court justices, right? Like, picture the New York Times spitballing this one, and they could put this out, and the talking point narratives will drip down like they always do, and it'll go down to the anchors on the nightly news shows, and all the talking heads will come out, and Juan Williams will say, this makes a lot of sense, because the country's never been more divided. We have an election coming up, and we already know how Ginsburg would vote on almost everything anyway, because she was one of the fiercest partisans that the Supreme Court had. Why not just have her zombie sit there until we get the election over and they can steal it through mail-in voting, and then Joe Biden can appoint somebody else? We should get the leftist media, because it's not even the craziest thing they've suggested this week. Defund the police is way crazier than this. Think about it. Zombie justices. I mean, and that means once you open the door, there's people like Scott Adams that call slippery slope a fallacy or loser think. I don't think so, man. Slippery slope is standard operating procedure. It's called incrementalism. The gun control and the NRA have been warning about it for decades. Slippery slope is how these people operate. Once you get a zombie judge on the Supreme Court, why not zombie congressmen? Zombie governors, zombie mayors. I mean, we don't ever have to get another Democrat out of office ever again. We can just have their corpse continue to serve. It's brilliant. I don't know about you. I'm vastly underpaid. I think these think tanks, they're not thinking out of the box anymore. Trump's handing your backside to, polls are showing the black vote starting to tilt towards Trump, at least numbers like a Republican hasn't seen since the Civil War. You got women, you've got the walk away movement, you've got all this going on. Democrats are just hemorrhaging voters. They're falling flat on their face. You guys, we gotta start pushing for zombie officials. I'd expect payment. You can put the check in the mail. I appreciate it. The lockdowns, sometimes times can be tough. I mean, I'm doing all right at work, but more never hurts. So just thought I'd throw that out there. I don't know. I think we'll probably see something along these lines in the fake news media because they're just that crazy, and I wanted to get out ahead of it. Breaking news. You heard it here first.